Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In season 7 of the Clone Wars, Ahsoka is sent to Mandalore to defeat Maul. It's here that Maul explains Sidious's plan to Ahsoka, that his master wants to groom Anakin to become the next Sith. Ahsoka came very close to joining Maul, and by joining, she simply meant helping Maul defeat Sidious to save Anakin, not turning as in joining the dark side. But ultimately, when Maul says he planned on killing Anakin, Ahsoka throws all sympathy out of the window. But what if she actually joined Maul on Mandalore? Ahsoka agrees to join Maul, but makes it clear that killing Anakin is off the table. She will only help him in defeating Sidious, not harming her former master. Maul still harbors his plans to kill Anakin, and while outwardly agreeing to Ahsoka's terms, he secretly manipulates her, pretending to work with her while waiting for the right moment to strike at Anakin, fully intending to follow through on his original plan when the time comes. Neither side is willing to compromise, but they don't tell each other that. Together, they leave Mandalore and go to the Invisible Hand, where they arrive amidst the chaos, with Anakin and Obi-Wan being engaged in a furious battle against General Grievous and his droid bodyguards. The room is a storm of flashing lightsabers, deflected blaster fire, and mechanical screeching, but the battle freezes for a fraction of a second as Anakin and Obi-Wan catch sight of Maul stepping into view, and confusion strikes both of them. Even Palpatine, whose wrists are bound by handcuffs, allows the faintest flicker of surprise to cross his otherwise composed face before quickly masking it. Ahsoka strides forward, her twin lightsabers ignited, placing herself firmly between Maul and the others as tension ripples through the room like an impending explosion. Anakin and Obi-Wan demand answers, their confusion plain as they keep one eye on Maul's every move. But Ahsoka can only plead for trust through her actions. With little time to question her motives and even less time to argue, they reluctantly focus on the immediate threat, Grievous. The four of them work together, striking at Grievous and making him completely outmatched. Lightsabers clash with Grievous's spinning blades, sparks flying as the cyborg general snarls and lunges, his mechanical strength nearly overwhelming. Yet, one by one, his weapons are destroyed, and the tide of the battle turns. With a final strike, General Grievous is defeated, collapsing to the ground in a sparkling, smoking heap. After Grievous died, Anakin turned to Maul with his lightsaber still in hand, and for a moment, he let his guard down. Maul saw this as his chance and quickly swung his blade at Anakin. He missed, but just barely, and Anakin used the chance to fight back. He turned his lightsaber and faced Maul in battle. The two fought hard, their blades clashing with sparks flying everywhere. Ahsoka couldn't watch any longer. "Stop, both of you," she shouted, rushing between them. "We don't have time for this." She was desperate to calm them down, knowing that fighting wouldn't solve anything. Anakin didn't listen at first, his anger driving him, but after a few moments, he realized that Ahsoka was right. He overpowered Maul and got him on the ground, holding his blade to his throat. It looked like the fight was over, but Anakin's anger was still there. He raised his lightsaber, ready to end it all. Ahsoka quickly stepped in front of him, blocking his path. "Anakin, don't," she pleaded. "We need him. He's the only one who knows how to defeat Sidious." Anakin hesitated, the weight of her words settling in. "I don't like it, Ahsoka," he muttered, his grip tight on his lightsaber, but he trusted her and knew she was telling the truth. Slowly, he lowered his blade. Maul got back to his feet and wiped the blood from his lips and sneered. "You're lucky she stopped you," he said, his voice full of contempt. "I'll only help you if you stop treating me like a prisoner." Obi-Wan nodded, looking at Anakin. "The Jedi won't work with him," Obi-Wan said. "If we're going to do this, we have to keep him hidden." Anakin didn't like it, but he knew he was right. "We'll keep him out of sight for now, but I'm not trusting him completely." Together, they made a plan to hide Maul and work with him in secret, hoping that somehow this risky alliance would be enough to bring down Sidious. Hey guys, make sure to check out our saber shop, Fantasy Sabers, for the best NeoPixel sabers on the market. We have a bunch of perfect replicas and other insane Padawan sabers for sale. Check them out on our website, first link in the description below, and grab your own one today. From here, they descend onto the planet and continue on as normal. Anakin goes through the chaos of Revenge of the Sith as normal. He gets visions of Padme dying, and is then denied the rank of Master and grows enraged by it. The turning point is that Palpatine tells Anakin about Plagueis. Skywalker knows he has to do something. That night, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka and Anakin meet with Maul, and they can instantly tell that Anakin is uneasy. He struggles to remain still, constantly moving around, and his tone implies that he is thinking about something else. They ask him what's wrong, and Anakin looks to Maul. He questions the Zabrak if he has ever heard the name Plagueis. Maul shuddered at the mention of his master's master. He asked where he heard that name, and Anakin said that Chancellor Palpatine told him. Maul couldn't believe it. Everything clicked in the Dathomirian's eyes. Palpatine was the Sith Lord. Maul explains that growing up, Sidious always talked about destroying the Jedi and taking over the galaxy, and he always mentioned how he would be the one to do it because he acted differently to previous Sith. The previous Sith prided themselves on power and strength, but his master believed to take over the galaxy, you needed domination through control and political power, not just military strength. Anakin stood in stunned silence, his mind racing. Obi-Wan told his friends that it could be entirely possible. He recalled what Dooku told him on Geonosis, that the Sith Lord was in control of the Senate. Kenobi tells Anakin that this is why the Council wanted him to spy on Palpatine, because there are things about the Chancellor that are suspicious. Yes, they didn't know that he was a Sith Lord, but I guess that wouldn't be surprising for Obi-Wan at this point. Ahsoka's gaze darted between her former master and Maul, her heart heavy with the implications of this revelation. She could feel Anakin's denial bubbling under the surface, but there was a spark of uncertainty in his eyes, one that Maul noticed immediately. Maul's lips curled into a dark grin as he leaned closer. "Do you see it now, Skywalker? The truth that was in front of you all along." His voice was sharp, edged with both triumph and bitterness. "Sidious has always been one step ahead of you. He groomed you, manipulated you, he played with your fate even now. And you are his greatest prize." Anakin ignited his lightsaber, the blue blade humming dangerously between them. "Enough, Maul," he growled. "You've been a pawn your entire life. Don't think you know anything about me." Maul laughed unafraid. "You think I don't know the darkness in you? I feel it. Every choice you've ever made was guided by his hand. He made you doubt the Jedi. He put himself in your life as your closest ally while whispering lies in your ear." "Stop it!" Ahsoka stepped between them, her voice cutting through the tension. "This isn't helping. If Sidious is who we think he is, then we're already out of time. We need to act together." Obi-Wan nodded reluctantly. "We take this to the Council." Maul's laughter erupted again, wild and sharp. "The Council? The Council is already dead, and you don't even know it." He gestured at Anakin and Ahsoka. "If you want to stop Sidious, you do it my way. No debating, no meditating. Strike him down before he destroys you." Anakin's anger flared, but for once, doubt gripped him. He turned to Obi-Wan, his voice low. "If Palpatine is Sidious, do you think the Council will have the courage to move against him, or will they hesitate like they always do?" Obi-Wan's brow furrowed as he studied Maul. "Why help us now? What's in it for you?" Maul's expression darkened. "Revenge." Anakin clenched his fists. He knew what had to be done. "We kill Sidious ourselves." As the group rushed to escape, Maul's mind raced. The dark corridors of Coruscant were his domain, where shadows danced and power shifted. His instincts led them to the underground passage, bypassing Republic patrols. Ahsoka struggled with every choice they made. Were they becoming like the Sith to stop one? Obi-Wan stayed silent, his face a mask of conflict. When they reached the Senate chamber, Palpatine stood alone, calm amidst the chaos. His eyes gleamed with dark amusement as the group entered. "Ah, my friends, how fortuitous." Anakin's breath hitched. "Is it true?" His lightsaber remained unlit, his fingers trembling on the hilt. Palpatine tilted his head, his voice like silk. "Have I not always been your ally, your guide?" Maul ignited his double-bladed lightsaber. "No more lies." Palpatine's smile faded. "Ah, Maul, ever the failed apprentice." With a flick of his wrist, lightning crackled towards Maul, who deflected it with a grin. Anakin lunged forward, Obi-Wan at his side, and Ahsoka moved to flank Sidious, her mind racing with the lessons from her master. This wasn't a fight of light against dark, it was survival. Maul's ferocity drove Sidious back momentarily. I was never your apprentice, I was your pawn. Sidious laughed coldly. And yet, here you are, still dancing to my will. Anakin's anger boiled as he struggled with raw power, his blade moving faster than ever before. Sidious grinned. Yes, Anakin, let your rage guide you. No, Ahsoka shouted. She moved to intercept, her blade meeting Anakin's with a jarring clash. Not like this. Obi-Wan and Maul fought in tandem, unlikely allies united by necessity. The chamber echoed with the clash of lightsabers and the hum of power. Palpatine's deception unraveled before their eyes, but his strength was overwhelming. Sidious's eyes burned with malice as he unleashed a force storm of lightning, sending Obi-Wan and Maul tumbling back towards the floor. Ahsoka gritted her teeth and pushed through like crackling energy, her lightsabers forming a barrier of blue and green against the storm. Anakin roared, his fury surging as he moved to protect her, his blade intercepting the torrent aimed at his former Padawan. Sidious's grin widened. Ah, the bond of master and apprentice. How touching. He twisted his hand, and the lightning coiled like serpents around Anakin's saber. You'll make a fine servant, Skywalker. Maul, only barely recovering from the blast, sprang to his feet. Not today, master. He lunged with savage precision, his lightsaber spinning in a blur of crimson light. His strikes were brutal and relentless, a lifetime of hate poured into every blow. Palpatine shifted, matching each strike with impossible speed, but the unrelenting onslaught kept him on the defensive. Obi-Wan regained his footing and joined Maul, their blades moving in concert, one steeped in darkness, the other in discipline. The combination forced Sidious to retreat, his cloak swirling as he leapt onto the towering platform. A Jedi and a Sith, both fools. This alliance is doomed. Anakin's breathing was ragged and his eyes locked on Palpatine. You betrayed me, all of us. His voice trembled with fury, but Ahsoka laid a hand on his arm. Anakin, don't let him control you. You're better than this. He looked at her, the wall within him reflecting in his eyes. Slowly he nodded, the fire dimming just enough for clarity to break through. Together, they charged after Sidious, using the Force to propel themselves to his level. The platform buckled under the weight of their assault. Maul leapt high, striking from above, while Ahsoka weaved low, her agile strikes forcing Sidious to split his defense. Anakin's fury drove him forward, his attacks a blinding storm of power and precision. You think your numbers will save you? I am the dark side. He unleashed a shockwave that shattered the platform, sending the combatants plummeting to the Senate chamber below. Maul landed hard but rolled to his feet, his teeth barred in a feral grin. Your empire dies with you. He held his lightsaber, aiming it directly at Sidious's heart, but the Dark Lord deflected it with a flick of his wrist, but did not see Obi-Wan strike until it was too late. The Jedi Master's blade sliced through his right hand, severing his grip on the dark side's fury. Now, Anakin. Obi-Wan shouted. Anakin surged forward, his blade raised, but he hesitated, his eyes locked with Sidious. The promise of power, of control, whispered to him in a low voice he knew too well. Strike me down. Take your place as my successor. Ahsoka's voice broke the storm. You're not him, Anakin. You're my master. You're the chosen one. Time seemed to freeze. Anakin was stationary and unsure what to do, but before he could decide, Maul leapt forward and slices Sidious to the floor. Palpatine gasped, his eyes widening before he slumped to the floor and died. Windu contacted Kenobi and said that there were reports of a lightsaber fight in the Chancellor's office and that they need to hurry to the scene. Obi-Wan assured him that it was just them, that Palpatine was Sidious, and that everything was finally revealed. They hung up the call and all looked at Maul. What were they going to do with him? To Maul's surprise, they tell him that if he leaves now, they won't mention his involvement, and will free him from the wrath of the Council. They didn't like it, but he did help them, and without Maul, Palpatine would never have been brought to justice. Maul disappeared into the night, leaving the galaxy to its new future. A few months later, things started to calm down. Anakin and Padme were finally at peace. Padme gives birth to 2 healthy babies, and they were both filled with joy, knowing their future was brighter than ever. Ahsoka returned to the Jedi Order, But this time, things felt different, more hopeful, with no dark force threatening their every step. Together, Anakin, Padme and Ahsoka built a life of love, support and friendship, surrounded by a galaxy that slowly healed from the scars of war. The Republic began to rebuild, with no more Sith hiding in the shadows, and peace spread across the stars. They knew their work wasn't done, but they felt ready for whatever the future would bring, knowing that together, they could face anything.
Ignite your imagination with Fantasy Sabers.
Thanks for watching today's video. Head over to Fantasy Sabers for the best NeoPixel sabers on the market, and be sure to check out our membership program where you can get exclusive content and all of our what ifs early. See you in the next episode, and may the Force be with you.